Assalamualaikum and hi guys. Today we are going to talk about water pollution since it has been one of the hot environmental issue that's happening right now. Before that, does everyone know what is the exact meaning of water pollution? According to Alinaran, water pollution is defined as the presence of excessive amounts of a hazard in water in such where there is no longer suitable for drinking, bathing, cooking, or other uses. Based on Central Intelligence Agency 2020, about 71% of Earth's surface is covered by water. That is why water is really important in our daily life. Water is critical for survival of living organisms including humans, animals, and plants. Also in food production industry and economic development. Therefore, it is important for us to know what kind of elements that contribute to water pollution and what are the possible impacts. In this video, we will discuss about the stress and the effects of water pollution to cultured organisms.
There are several physical stress and effects in aquaculture. First of all is dissolved oxygen. It is the movement of oxygen from water to fish bloods to support metabolic reaction. When the dissolved oxygen is low, the rate of water movement is low due to the low rate of diffusion. It causes slower growth rate on the fish in low dissolved oxygen. The second one is temperature. It is important factor affecting the growth and survival of the fish. Most of aquatic plant is poikilothermic, which is they cannot regulate their own body temperature. This will influence the immune functionality, life cycle of pathogens, reproductive cues, larva survivability, diet digestibility, gene expression, metabolic rate, enzyme functionality, and behavior. For salinity, it will influence the concentration of unionized ammonia and will cause slow growth rate and decreasing immune system. For alkalinity, it will cause an exposure to rapid change in pH. If widely changed, it could affect the growth rate of fish, and if prolonged, it could cause death. For turbidity, it is caused by the inorganic soil, detritus, and feces. It will decrease the fish productivity, which also can reduce light penetration and thus reduce oxygen production. This could cause fish more susceptible to infection and disease.
Greetings to our lecturer, Dr. Ebentin. So for the biological stress, there's two. The first one is the eutrophication, also known as algae bloom. Certain phytoplankton and algae are natural food resources in an extensive culture system. Eutrophication happens when there's excessive plant and algae growth happens due to increased availability of limiting growth factor for photosynthesis such as sunlight, carbon dioxide, and nutrient fertilizer. Human activities accelerated eutrophication rate through fertilization of pond to enhance primary productivity and increase density and biomass of culture species. Nitrogen and phosphorus content increase in the water eventually. This causes depletion of dissolved oxygen in the system and causes high mortality among culture systems. For the second one is the presence of harmful bacteria. Certain bacterial species can be used as biological indicator of water and pollution. These bacteria known as coliforms. Escherichia coli or E. coli is an example of coliform species. Its presence indicates water has been polluted and not safe to be used. This fecal coliform bacteria will contaminate the culture species and may be responsible for different enteric disease in human body. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Azlan bin Aziz. I will talk about chemical stress and its effect to the water quality. The meaning of chemical stress is when hazardous substance released into the environment and damage the living organism or the ecosystem or reduce the ability to cope with environmental change. This thing happen when alteration to water body or catchment chemistry, but often prompted directly by human pressure. The first effect of chemical stress is acidification, where nitrogen oxide and sulfur dioxide from industrial emission reduce the pH of rainwater. When the rainwater comes, it can cause the water body become acidified, and some freshwater organism can tolerate with low pH condition, and this can lead to the aquatic ecosystem stress, and it can also dead. When the aquatic ecosystem dead, the number of ammonia content in the water will rise, and it can even cause a algae bloom or something else. Another effect from chemical stress is salinization, which due to dissolve in organic from irrigation, mining activity or urban runoff, salt erosion due to sea level rise. This will reduce the aquatic biodiversity and compromise the provision of aquatic services. And lastly, it can alter the hormonal balance and function of aquatic organism. This can affect the organism live, feed, and reproduction, and potentially can cause stress of the population. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
To be concluded, based on the previous video, stress of water pollution can be divided into three, which are physical stress, biological stress, and chemical stress. These are the physical stress, biological stress, and chemical stress. Here is a short video to understand more about the causes and effects of water pollution.
Water is a basic resource that guarantees the life of all living beings on the planet. However, its scarcity and pollution cause millions of people to have poor access to this much-needed asset. Humans are the main cause of water pollution, which is triggered in many ways: by the dumping of industrial waste, due to temperature rise that causes the alteration of water by reducing the oxygen in its composition, or due to deforestation, which causes sediments and bacteria to appear under the soil and therefore contaminate groundwater. In the same way, the pesticides used in agricultural fields filter through underground channels and reach the consumption networks, and also as a result of accidental spillage of oil. And what are the main consequences of this? Firstly, the disappearance of biodiversity and aquatic ecosystems. Also, humans are harmed by the alteration in the food chain and by contracting illnesses when drinking or using contaminated water. For all this, we must ensure water availability, its sustainable management, and sanitation for all.
Hi, I'm back. So how was the video just now? We really hope that all of you will gain as much information on stress and effects of water pollution to cultured organisms. Thank you for watching.